Be advised, mature content ahead. This podcast is brought to you ad-free thanks to the Legion of Demons at patreon.com/NOTLP. If you like what you hear, there's much more at patreon.com/NOTLP. Join the Legion. That's patreon.com/NOTLP. And now the show.
How do you do? Just a word of friendly warning. I think it will thrill you. It may shock you. It might even horrify you. So if any of you feel that you do not care to subject your nerves to such a strain, now is your chance to, well, we've warned you.
Hey, hey, hey. Happy Halloween.
Oh hey.
I mean, the whole month of Halloween.
So we're in the month of Halloween right now.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. We're still doing Halloween specials. It's Andy and Kelly's picks this week.
Ooh.
So when we get into the main attraction, we've got 1998's Halloween on Ice.
Which is so fun.
It was fun. We had a little trouble with YouTube, but I still had a good time with it regardless. Then Kelly's picks are Suburgatory's Halloween episode from I'm not sure which season.
Number one.
And then from Batman the Animated Series, Almost Got Him.
Season number 1 as well.
So I'm Freddy. There's Amy.
Hey.
Andy. Hey. Kelly.
Aw.
You didn't even you didn't give me time to say hey.
You usually don't even say anything when I do that. You just sit there and make me feel awkward.
How dare you?
There's Andy.
Keep you on your toes.
You do.
Uh-huh.
I'm squirming.
Yeah, you are.
So that's gonna be fun. Andy's gonna review Bingo Hell for straight to video Russian Roulette. Patreon. That's how we keep the lights on.
That's how we keep the lights on. Before that, we did this show in the dark.
Yep.
They should call it Lights Beyond.
Yeah. Instead of Patreon,
because that's why our lights be on.
God,
yeah,
you're ridiculous.
So, thank you so much for being a patron, guys. Those of you who are supporting the show, patreon.com/NOTLP. If you can't support the show there, just share us on your socials and all that fun hibbity jibbity.
Tell your grandmother.
We're on
about
all of them
this show.
Te amo mucho. You're wonderful people.
We did Origins for this week. Was the second time we did a sleepover.
Played sleepover games.
The first time for me, but
first time for Kelly. I want to do it again.
Did we actually sleep over?
We did. We stayed in that spare room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could do another one. You know, we'll try it again in our 40s.
That'd be real interesting, huh?
Be like, okay, guys, it's like 10 o'clock and time to go to bed because Freddie and I like to watch Dateline before bed. So see you guys later.
I feel like there would be a lot fewer, there'd be a lot less alcohol involved now.
Yeah, but we'd flip the script.
Flip it.
We might flip the script. We'll just be all prescription meds.
Yeah.
So
Fish oil, anyone?
It's pretty fun. So if you're a patron, you have access to that. Topicana. Our last Topicana.
It was a good one, the video games.
I had you guys design a first-person shooter.
It was a good show. I just listened to it the other day.
And to tease the one we're recording this week is it's my Topicana, and I'm asking you to take a PG or G-rated film, beloved, acceptable for all audiences movie, and rewrite one line of dialogue with the F word. Add the F word.
Yep.
And you can do it with more than one. You can bring as many of these as you can come up with if they're worthwhile.
You can
carry. So that's gonna be a fun one.
I'm so excited for this one because I do have a lot of dialogue memorized, and so I'm having fun sifting through my files.
Yeah.
Of trying to find just perfect places to insert it.
One of mine's incredibly lame. Like the first one I thought up, and I just tittered to myself about it. And I was like, that would be great if that happened. And then, but
we'll do it right now if you're not
find out.
Oh, you're gonna.
I'm gonna use that just to kick. I'm gonna use it as the example to kick it off.
I got you because
here's an example: to infinity and fucking beyond.
Yeah, there you go.
I thought I got hit by a fucking vampire.
Is Toy Story PG or
It's
Or
cheese.
G-rated?
It's G.
Yeah.
Oh, I watched the R-rated version.
Oh my God.
Toy. It's a different kind of toy.
Remember
Story.
adult
Sex Toy Story?
Yeah, they did that on was it Mad TV? They did an adult Toy Story bit, and Buzz was a vibrator.
Of course.
It was somebody.
Sounds
did
like
that.
Robot Chicken.
Might have been Robot Chicken.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anywho,
So
we didn't do a meetup Thursday. I've been fighting a damn ear infection for what feels like my entire life, and it made me kind of sick, so I didn't have it in me. But we will be getting the event going up again Thursday.
again, go to
We're gonna have an event
patreon.com
horizon.
Yeah.
/NOTLP for info about that. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Last night we had a good time hanging in the yard. Made a big pot chili.
Yeah, you did.
That's how you know it's autumn.
We had chili the other night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
That's
kind?
how you know.
Meat kind. She puts she put like steak and chorizo and ground beef.
Now you guys keto, and I'm sorry I have to ask you this every time, but no to beans or yes to beans?
No to beans.
So no beans.
No beans.
So your chili is straight up meat, son.
Straight up meat with
Vegetables.
there's vegetables.
Yeah.
Can't even watch Mr. Bean anymore.
Can't watch.
Can't
Mr.
even
Bean.
watch Mr. Bean.
No, it just spikes my blood sugar.
I would be so
Crazy.
sad if I lost beans.
You get there's other stuff.
I
Really,
know.
beans would be the thing.
I love beans.
I love beans, but
Like, I feel like if I had a list,
I love living too.
a top 5 list of foods I just don't know that I could ever give up. Number 1, cheese, duh.
No, you
But,
don't
like,
have to give up cheese.
I feel like beans is on. Thanks, Freddie. Thanks.
She's telling this sincere story of her top 5 foods, and
of
I'm
beans.
trying
Her
to
top
be
5
real.
beans.
Something that was
mung, pinto, lima.
It's gonna start with black.
I think black's on there.
what about Yankee beans? I like Yankee beans.
Yeah,
Black
sure.
eyed peas.
Is that a bean or is that a pea?
It's a bean called a pea, right?
garbanzo.
I don't know. I thought it was a bean.
Chickpeas.
Why is it
Or
called black
garbanzo
eyed
beans.
beans?
Chickpeas, yeah.
So yeah.
Well, no beans in this
I like
chili.
Boston baked beans.
Okay.
We're bean free family.
I like them on my chili. Some Boston baked beans on my chili. That's some nice texture.
That's
to it.
the 4 bean chili. The 4th bean.
Whoa, 4 beans. Ooh, you're
My
pushing it.
I had an uncle who was a scientist that worked for a major university that had been searching for the 4th chili bean
yeah.
in the Antarctic, and he disappeared.
Oh wow.
That bean belongs in a museum.
Roll that beautiful bean.
A museum.
footage.
Bean'em. No.
So Freddie and I have been doing the Horror Hound Magazine October movie viewing challenge, and we've had another great week.
Yeah.
Highlights include I saw The Black Cauldron.
Oh, so fun.
Yeah.
A little wonky in terms of like
the story doesn't make a
script
whole
writing.
lot of sense.
Well, it's based on these fantasy novels called The Chronicles of Prydain.
Prydain.
Or the Prydain Chronicles. And there's a lot of story that had to, like, that, the Black Cauldron movie is sort of a mashup of like 3 different, I don't know why I'm doing this.
Making like a,
He's doing 2 fists
I'm like
together.
a crab. I'm like a weird little bug.
you're like a weird little bug.
It's like 2 or 3 different books of that series like mashed together in that way that they do for children's books where they're like, we know this doesn't make sense and this is going to feel like a gap in the story, but kids are stupid.
That's true.
It's super 80s too.
It's so fucking good though.
The fantasy and the Bluth. Is it Bluth?
No, it's Disney, baby.
Disney baby.
No, but Bluth worked for Disney for a little bit, didn't he?
Yeah, but
But
this is
he was
after
gone
he
by
left.
then.
Yeah.
What I thought was interesting is I always heard that it was too scary and that's why it bombed.
Well, it was, you couldn't get it for years. I feel I'm a little annoyed at the world because I had to seek this out when the internet first appeared.
When it came on the scene.
Well, let me
I
say-
remember reading about that on Twitter. They're like, internet is going to be huge.
Like in like 98 or so, I remember going and searching to find this, and like it wasn't released. There was no way to get it. People had like bootleg copies, and they were like, "It's never going to be released. This is Disney's Black Sheep movie. This and Song of the South. You're never going to see them." And then they finally released like a clamshell VHS.
Yeah, I remember that.
And it was hard to. I got it,
Yeah.
And then like a year after, everybody they just were like, here you go, everybody, Black Cauldron for you. After I'd found like...
You feel like you wasted like a lot of your life looking for it.
I did. I was like, if I had just waited like a year.
They're like, you didn't look behind this Black Cauldron door over here where we store all the Black Cauldrons?
It felt like I'd influenced it. It was like because of my ardent searching Disney. It was like, this dude really wants this movie to come out.
You're the first influencer.
Yeah. But I do love the Black Cauldron.
Well,
it's got zombies.
I didn't understand what was the big scary deal until the end.
Yeah, the rotoscoping is also
really cool.
pretty creepy in the scenes with the villain character who I can't remember.
The Horned King.
The Horned King, yeah.
There are things like supposedly there was a Horned King character on a Disney chess set, like because at the time when I was reading about this, there were all these things that are like, you know, they usually include things from every movie in their different things, and so people were talking about places where you could find the occasional Black Cauldron. Somebody mentioned something in like one of the parades at the time.
Oh yeah, in Disney parks, I think there is a costume because, well, in Tokyo Disney, there was a time when they had a Black Cauldron attraction in the basement of the castle.
You couldn't find it.
And there's a YouTube channel called Defunct Land.
Oh yeah, I follow Defunct Land.
It's awesome, right? Well, if you get a minute, just look up the Black Cauldron attraction.
I will.
And it's a really interesting video and about how they didn't warn people going into it. They thought they were just touring the castle, and it turned into this really scary walk.
Like they have to go into the dungeon basement, and there's Black Cauldron references.
And then you go down into the sex dungeon basement, which is one level below.
And you're like, this is a Disney park? Kinky. Mm-hmm. Anyway, I loved I really thought that was cool, the Black Cauldron.
I'm so glad you liked it.
What was the theme that day?
Animated. So there you go.
It was between that, and I kind of wanted also to see Fire and Ice or like.
Oh, I just watched that recently again.
That's a good one.
I've been on a real. I started following Ralph Bakshi on Instagram and Facebook, and I've just been in a huge Ralph Bakshi mood. I keep meaning to find a weekend we're going to watch the Lord of the Rings, and we just watched Fire and Ice not that long ago. I want to do Wizards.
Wizards is good too. You know what I hadn't seen and we had considered before doing the Black Cauldron, because to me that was like too much nostalgia to pass up. But like, I've never seen Death Note when it comes to like animated horrors. Anybody?
Is Death Note animated?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. It's based on I thought it was live action. Though.
There is also a live action.
They're doing one.
I thought they already did one.
Yeah, they did.
Was that Japanese one?
I thought it was the Netflix one that bombed and everybody hated it.
With the scary face guy.
Yeah, the scary.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
It's the movie with the monsters in it.
It's got the guy with the hair.
Yeah.
Sure. We haven't seen it, Andy. It's one of those things that feels like everyone in the world has seen it but us, but apparently you haven't either, so.
I've seen pictures. I feel like the mom on the internet. You know that lady that's on that thing.
The scary lady.
Freddie, stop thinking you had to have seen something just because other people have seen it.
No, it's not that.
God!
It's because it was a huge animated horror film and we do a horror podcast. It's odd that we have never.
There's a lot of horror out there, Freddie. We can't
Freddy
watch.
Morris.
Like Amy says, we can't watch everything.
I just saw Alien.
But some things are like kind of like watershed-y, and I feel like that movie was kind of a.
Oh, I don't know about that. I think you're giving that a lot of credit.
Well, it seemed to have a pretty big impact. Like it didn't kind of spark some.
Just on pop culture ding-dongs like us.
Yeah. But I mean also on the trajectory of.
No, you're right.
Horror.
It changed the whole world. The Earth tilted.
And remember, I read it on Twitter. They said it's going to be big.
I mean, they were right about the internet. So,
anyways, this is old news now.
You're a mess.
Yeah. Oh, that's part of this challenge. Yeah, Amy watched Alien for the first time.
That's exciting. I watched Grizzly Man last night, which is not horror exactly, but
I don't think I could ever do it.
It's intense. It's intense, but it's a lot like those animal shows. It's like the king of the animal shows that we watched.
Oh, maybe I should watch it then.
Well, it's intense. I think you should.
Yeah.
It's
you don't see anything, but you hear it. And
I don't need that.
You don't even exactly hear. In the version I watched, you don't hear any of it.
You just see him reacting.
You hear the
to
reaction.
It, right?
You see the reaction.
You see Werner Herzog
wearing the headset.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Please do not listen. Do not listen to these."
He's like, "Turn it off now."
Yeah.
I love there's something like, first of all, Werner Herzog has such a great sense of humor. He's always like pops up in comedy things, and just his voice cracks me up, even when he's talking about something.
Even when he's in The Mandalorian.
I think part of it is because of Paul F. Tompkins' version of Werner Herzog that he does sometimes.
Or if you've seen Jack Reacher, like
or Jack,
him as the villain in Jack Reacher is fucking great.
Him on Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
It's funny to say they're big. It's funny to say they're small.
Hey. Scroopy Noodles or something?
Well, he was like, hey, look at me. Yeah. I'm Mr. So-and-so Dick.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know who else turns out is pretty funny in a way, at least he's a good sport, is Ken Burns. He was just on Colbert doing, it was either Colbert or John Oliver. I think it was Colbert, where they had him read a letter that was or no, it was tuning out the news maybe. Anyways,
oh my God.
Colbert, he did something for Colbert when they had him there. They had him do a bunch of bits.
Yeah.
So like one of the bits was, a Civil War letter where this character was like, this is a letter that I wrote home when I was in the service, and he reads it, and it's, of course, it's like super crass.
Hey, they took our bit.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Ken Burns, when it makes its way all the way back to Ken Burns, think about that. He's parroting himself. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
I think he listened to our show and said, that's a good idea.
We're humongously influential.
Because we're the only people that watch the Civil War.
We're like the Death Notes
funny.
of podcasts.
We're the Death Note of podcasts.
Iconic.
We're so influential. We changed the trajectory.
Look on Twitter.
Everyone knows us.
Say we're going to be huge.
Yeah.
Speaking of huge, I just dropped an album.
Yeah.
You did.
I thought this was a good time to bring it up.
Good segue.
Thank you. And I'm gonna talk on Origins. I left it because I don't know how many people listen to that, but this is a bigger listenership.
That's true.
I did listen, ladies and gentlemen. Some of you know this, and I'm sorry for those of you who follow me already and who are friends with me. You're gonna be inundated with this.
Sorry for
the next couple days, probably. Once it hits Spotify and all that, it's gonna be maximum overload, and then it's gonna go away, and nobody's ever gonna talk about it again. But I just did this album. I did everything. I fucking played all the instruments. I wrote all the songs. I recorded the shit all by myself. I mixed it all by myself. I did the album art. The only thing I didn't do was mastering, which was my reward to myself to pay to have it beautifully mastered.
And I picture you at this point in the tub with cucumber slices over your eyes and a towel wrapped around your head.
Yes,
and
it's
you're
exactly
drinking
right.
a little champagne.
And I got a robe on.
Yeah.
It
In
feels
the tub?
It feels
He's
good.
wearing a wet robe.
That's
in the
weird,
sub.
Kelly.
It's even better if you're
I like for it to feel,
Sure.
like it's like constricting.
Yes, everybody loves wet fabric against their skin.
Terry cloth.
So that's how you died. That's your rock and roll story.
That's right.
It wasn't an overdose.
I was crushed by my own terry cloth robe.
Wow, he went out like a rock star, man.
It really absorbs a lot of water.
crushed by his own Terry.
But anyway,
You
right?
were your own groupie on this album?
Yeah.
Oh, I definitely was.
He did unspeakable things.
I did.
Just to get backstage with himself.
Nice. Thanks for throwing it. The album's called Unspeakable Things. It's
you go.
The Obliging Victims is my artist name. And listen, you're gonna like it. Some of you, if you like rock music and you like spooky things, this album is sort of a concept album, and it's all horror and fantasy related.
Like the Monster Mash.
It's basically I just cover the Monster Mash in 9 different ways, and they're pretty similar. They're basically just exactly like the original, but I just kind of sing it different each time, just a little different.
You have Werner Herzog read the lyrics to the Monster Mash, but you do it with industrial music.
I'm doing it as Werner Herzog.
Yes.
If you
it's not even Werner.
It's like if H.R. Giger, the audio version of H.R. Giger's visual media.
I would love to get H.R. Giger and Werner. Well, he's dead now, but I'd love to go back in time and get H.R. Giger and Werner Herzog to do like some kind of duet. Like I'd like for them to do the Walk This Way,
the stream,
or Islands in the Stream, even better.
No sing in between.
Islands in the Stream.
Dirty sword.
Oh, that's a good Giger.
Thank you.
There's a verm in
See, I had never heard him talk
Until Joe Roski's.
Joe Roski's doing.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, he sounds like a villain.
He's hard to listen to and look at.
He was real sick, I think, then too.
Was he?
Dear.
I think that was near the
Well,
end
I feel
of his
bad
life.
making it's still a fun voice though.
Well, let me tell you something. Let me make you feel better.
Yeah.
He always sounded like that because
Oh,
I
okay.
heard things from him years before that.
Yeah.
And
He didn't sound like Gurgi from the Black Cauldron.
He's like, I have a verm in my body. It's a verm and it sticks and it all gets it down in there.
Another voice on comedy. There's another old-timey comedy Bang Bang comes up with me a lot because I spent a lot of time listening to it. And these are all characters that are actually performed on that show, which is interesting for you to bring up H.R. Giger as a character.
Giger is a character on comedy Bang Bang?
Mm-hmm. Giger and Werner Herzog.
My mind just fell out of my ear.
Did I watch
A couple
that happen?
times. Not the IFC show, the podcast.
Yeah. I've heard the podcast, but not a lot.
This is also like 2015.
That's
So-
probably when I had listened to it. It was around that time, I guess. It's been a while.
So we're not here to promote comedy Bang Bang.
No, we're here to promote my album, which is really good, and it's there's songs about Night of the Living Dead on there. There's and they're serious but also fun. There's songs about listen, listeners.
Listen, listener.
Right now it's on Bandcamp, theobligingvictims.bandcamp.com. Andy very graciously made a post about it on our Instagram and Facebook. If you don't want to type it in and you're like, I'd like an easy way to find this. And Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Go to one of our things there a day or 3 ago, and
can you fax me the QR code so I can just get a picture of it with my phone?
I can't. You know what I can do? I can print it out and I'll just drop it in the mail.
That'd be even better.
I'll drop it in the mail.
Super convenient. Thank you. I love QR codes.
Let me know in a few days if you get it.
I collect them. There's someone out there doing an art project where they collect QR codes, I bet.
I'm making a quilt out of it.
A quilt.
A quilt.
A quilt. How to make an American quilt.
We just did it. We just.
Why would you want a TM quilt? What does it mean?
Because it's a QR quilt.
I'll get it now.
It's beautiful.
So
Are you glad you got it, Andy?
QR codes are to like links that don't exist anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you can go to those posts. I now have a Facebook page, The Obliging Victims, on Facebook. I have an Instagram, The Obliging Victims, which was a name I came up with on this show.
Oh my God.
During the Scream episode, I believe. Because I said they are obliging victims. I was like, "Oh shit, that's a good band name." And then it became
We do that a
my
lot,
band
and
name.
I'm glad it worked out.
I have a notes pad somewhere where I write, I put the good ones.
One of my favorite good band names was from, I think, one of George Carlin's books, and it was Ape Tit.
That's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
But then Saturday Night Live ripped that off.
They did?
For one of the-
Ape Petite for Celebrity
Tit.
Jeopardy.
Celebrity Jeopardy, yeah.
Yeah. Or no, it was Gorilla Tits.
Ape Titty.
That's why I got it mixed up. It's not. It was George Carlin's band name was Gorilla Tits.
Ah.
Ape Tit is SNL.
There you go.
There you go.
But it's
Or
going
was it 2015 Comedy
I swear
Bang
to
Bang?
God,
Oh,
2015.
Poor Kelly is trying to.
I know, I keep fucking up. I'm just trying to make, if this will.
Just shut up.
I'm trying to make the information sticky. I want it to stick to the listener's brain.
Yeah, I get it.
The glue of the information about Kelly's album.
There's the sides.
He's describing why he's interrupting people.
Yeah. I like to interrupt people just if I could explain my interruptions.
So Kelly.
So anyway, it's gonna. So like I said, you're gonna get blasted with this shit for a few days. It's gonna
All over my face.
all over your faces,
Blasted
and
with
I'm
shit.
sorry. But
got
That's a
warm
good
you.
band name. Blasted with shit.
You gotta tell me if you're gonna come.
I will, Winky. Oops, it just happened. Sorry.
That's my side project.
What?
Blasted with shit.
It's my fault. It's like, come on my face once. Shame on
me.
you.
Wow.
Come on my face twice. Shame on me.
But it's gonna be on Spotify and Apple Music and all the streaming services here in a few days or a week or so. Hopefully, it doesn't take long for them to get on there. But I'm going to hit you guys up again, and I'm going to encourage you to put songs on it to your Halloween playlist. There's two in particular. Barbara and Ben, if you go and listen to this, is about Night of the Living Dead, and it's like a ballad. It's real good. I'm real proud of myself. On this
I've
one.
heard this one early on. It's very good.
And then the last one on the album, Damned Again. It's about the ghosts of the damned coming back once every 100 years or so because they have to party and they come up and party in their graves and possess. It's just a fun
Grim grinning ghosts come out to socialize.
but more adult.
Yeah.
Grim,
sexy ghosts.
and groovy. It's
Grim
super
and
groovy.
groovy ghosts.
How can you be grim and sexy? That's sad.
It's sexy grims.
Well,
They're grinning, sexy grinning ghosts.
But anyway, so I'm sorry for what's going to be a glut of social stuff,
up.
especially if
just
you.
letting people know you're allowed. This
Anyway,
is good.
It's so I
Hey,
work.
Kelly, if your album sucked, it'd be different.
It would be different if it sucked.
But this is some good shit. You make good shit, Kelley. Be proud.
Thank you.
Quality shit.
I am. It's like it's stoner psychedelic, sort of doom inspired. There's a Dracula song on there, very romantic. It's good.
And I like your album artwork too.
Thank you. Yeah, that's straight from the Devil's Rain. Hopefully, the studios, no one is like, hey,
Nobody's gonna give a shit.
That's the song I'm most excited to listen to. The one inspired from like the Vivitch.
Oh, the old goat. That's track number 1.
The Devil's Rain song.
That is track 1, and it is a good one. Although it is the least good mixed because it was the first one I recorded.
Now,
The least good mixed. That sentence was the least good mixed.
Hey, you're a great musician. Grammar doesn't have to be your strong suit.
I'm also a writer. Grammar is pretty...
Well, not in writing songs.
No.
can they support you? Like if somebody likes the album and wants to just buy it.
On Bandcamp, I think you can listen so many times, or you can listen to tracks so many times, but you can buy. I'm selling it for $3.
What if I wanted to get it through Apple Music?
Well,
can you buy it through Apple? Through an Apple? Like, be like, can I have
on
an
iTunes?
Like, if I have an Apple and I'm looking at it, I'm like, can I have Kelley's music?
Yes. When it hits all of that, it will be on iTunes and Apple Music, so you'll be able to purchase it. Or if you have an Apple Music subscription,
stream it.
You can stream it and put it on playlists, which is that's the bad thing about Bandcamp. Bandcamp is a wonderful thing for artists, and it really is great. But you can't really make like playlists out of your purchased and like albums that you keep. You just kind of have to like put it on. So it's not as easy to listen in the car or to like mix stuff up as it is.
That's the beauty. Everyone either has Spotify or Apple Music, I think, these days.
Well, you hope. Not as many people do as you'd think. I'm always surprised to find out who amongst my friends don't have a streaming service.
Or you got a coworker who's got like one of those cassette organizers on their cube, and they just pull them out and they're like flipping through and they're like, ooh, Joan Osborne. And then they put it in their Walkman.
What if God was one of us?
And
Which I cover on this album.
You know what's funny about Joan Osborne is that song, right, is just kind of, it's okay.
I hate that song. I hated it when it came out. I hate it now.
It's kind of a bad. Ugh. The rest of her shit's great.
Is it? That happens sometimes.
She's a blues musician.
Yeah.
And then she made this fucking weird novelty song, kind of.
Yeah, it is.
And she got famous for it. And it was totally not even consistent with anything that she was.
And it killed probably.
I think it fucked her.
Yeah.
As a blues artist.
Yeah. Sorry, Joan, but I'm gonna do you justice with this cover that I did.
Yeah.
On my psych rock album, and it's gonna bring you back into the grounds of.
You're gonna revive Joan
I'm gonna
Osborne's
revive
career.
her. So anyway,
rest in peace. But now Kelley's gonna bring you back.
Thank you, listeners, for your patience with all the posting, and please go listen to it if you like that kind of music. I hope you're pleasantly surprised. If you don't like it, don't tell me.
Yeah, there's no point.
Only tell me if you like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can not like it, but don't tell me.
Kelley's good. Yeah. Kelley's great.
Do you ever wonder, like,
that's as much as you can sing before Joan Osborne comes
you
to
always
the
hear
grave,
these stories from
and
like
copyright hits us.
songs like that where the artist will be like, it was just a goof.
Yeah.
It's like, don't do goofs.
Yeah. Like, you telling me my ding-a-ling was you screwing around, Mr. Barry?
Marvin. Anyway, thank you for indulging me in this, going on and on about my music.
We're so proud of you, Kelley.
Thank
We're
you.
so happy
Thank you.
for
It was a
sharing
labor of
with
love.
us.
I started it in March 2019 and finished it August of this year.
And Kelley and I have been kicking around an idea for the future.
Well, yes, we're working. I'm trying to do as many different projects now as I can because I'm super into producing and engineering and stuff. So very excited for that as well.
Yeah, I can't wait. I've been very good boy. I've been practicing every day.
Very been a good boy. He's every good boy, and he does fine.
I do fine. Eddie ate dynamite. Goodbye, Eddie.
I always heard it deserves fudge. Is that like a
It's just
potato type thing?
Yeah. What is that describing?
the treble
What is
clef.
the mnemonic?
The
okay.
Yeah, that's the lines, and face is the spaces.
Yeah.
Music's hard, huh?
Yeah, no thanks.
I don't get it.
E G B D F. That's your lines in the staff.
Okay.
Your spaces between the lines. FACE.
Okay.
Think of it like stripes and solids and billiards.
Oh. Well, this was fun.
I don't get billiards either.
Think of it as
Let's move on.
Lines and spaces.
hurdles on a track.
Think of it as the red and white stripes on the flag. Makes it patriotic.
I understand lines.
No, you don't.
Wow.
You don't know shit about lines.
Boys and girls, it's time for straight-to-video Russian roulette.
I look around this beautiful community of yours. You know what I see? Each and every one of you has a big dream. We all have that one thing that we still yearn for. They say money can't buy you happiness. I disagree.
Looks like a goddamn casino.
Welcome to the game. Are you feeling like?
Ese hombre is a snake.
Bingo! I got bingo!
I'm gonna be a winner.
Are you feeling like?
We are all that's left. We have to do something.
What's the plan, Granny?
Should I grab my shotgun?
Are you feeling like?
We're probably all gonna die. We may be older, but we still have plenty of life to live.
Who's ready to play the game?
All right. How was it, Andy?
What a long trailer.
Yeah.
I wanted to like this movie so bad.
Oh no.
Oh.
Bingo hell.
They fumbled the ball. They had an interception. They were running through the goal line,
Oh no.
but then they celebrated too early and they dropped the ball.
You're so straight right now, Andy.
Right in
Your
the red
football
zone.
talk.
Man,
Fumbled in the red zone after a pick six.
Don't you hate
Which
when
should
that
have been a
happens?
pick six.
Now this is the director of what did she direct? Undocumented maybe, or Gigi
Hadid. So talented model and director.
You just go ahead and
Okay.
and I'll
Well,
figure it out.
the plot is like this is a neighborhood that's being gentrified, and
So far, sounds like Candyman.
yeah, the old people are trying to fight it, and this bingo hall moves in. What's needful things?
Oh yeah, needful things.
Okay.
It's needful thingsy. That's like where he gives you something, but it's like monkey's paw, right?
Gotcha. Yeah. Well, yeah. Needful things. You would get things, and then you would do a
You're
favor.
cursed.
Okay, well, it's kind of like that. And this demon devil guy, he has a bingo hall. People, if you win, something happens to you because it's too good to be true.
Oh, like, okay, something bad happens to you.
But I wanted it reminded me of like an 80s movies, and like you thought, I'm over the 80s and everything.
Yeah.
But it wasn't so overtly 80s. It like channeled the spirit of it.
I got you. It wasn't like a bunch of neon colors
exactly.
and synth scores.
Was it actually set in the 80s?
No, it's like set in present day, but
it had a flavor.
Imagine like Monster Squad or Goonies, except with old people.
It was Culture Shock. It was an episode of the thing is her name is Gigi Saul Guerrero, but Culture Shock was Into the Dark, which was that Hulu film series. She's like a young up and coming director.
Well, this doesn't bode well for her.
Oh
no!
Like I said, it's like a ragtag group of old people, and like it reminded me of the 80s so much.
Because you had a lot of those back then. They were like roving gangs of them.
There were a lot of ragtag old people movies.
There really were. Or like a Let's Save the Neighborhood, Let's Save the Rec
Let's Save the
Center.
Neighborhood.
Let's save whatever neighborhood institution.
But like
community institution.
It's like Goonies or Monster Squad or Stand By Me with old people. Just imagine that. And
that's a great concept.
Yeah, and they have to fight to save the big, rich bingo hall coming in to take over their, hard scrapped bingo hall.
Big bingo is coming in.
Yeah,
it's like corporate bingo.
Yeah,
corporate bingo.
And that's such an 80s thing where like the rich camp is trying to take over the poor camp and everything.
We're gonna buy the mountain and we're gonna make it into a private members only. That's that episode of It's Always Sunny where they go to the mountain, and it's just an '80s movie. You maybe haven't. I don't know if you've seen it or not.
I don't know. I'm just laughing.
You would love it though because it's all '80s movies tropes like turned on their heads.
It was an episode of It's Always Sunny.
Season 12.
We've seen it. We've seen every one of them.
It's the gang. The gang hits the slopes.
Yeah, like Ski School. And
it's people from those movies are it like the guy
I remember that guy. The guy who was Chainsaw.
Yeah, he was Chainsaw
in summer school.
Yeah,
isn't it?
And then he's doing the Porky's thing where he's like he's gonna put his dick through a hole in the girls' locker room, and they're like, "Why is this a prank?" Anyway, sorry for that aside.
No, just watch the episode of It's Always Sunny, and you'll be better off. We'll watch the first half of this movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that's when the fun 80s stuff,
the setup,
happens. Yeah. But then it just gets too serious.
Oh.
And it loses sight of what it is, I think.
And here's a fun fact for you. The director of this movie, have you seen the commercial where she's like, their jeans, their leggings, their jeggings. Their jeans, their leggings, they're jeggings.
I love jeggings.
Do you know what I'm talking about? That ad?
I've never seen that commercial, but
I have.
It's a huge national ad. It ran constantly. I can't remember what it's for. Swiffer
for
maybe?
jeggings.
For jeggings, probably.
No, it was her. It was about a great discovery. How jeggings were a great discovery, and they were using the jeggings.
It's the story of the commercial.
Switch.
Okay.
It's the story of the commercial is about great inventions.
All right.
Kind of like Swiffer wet jet's wet and a Swiffer.
Well, that sounds like that's her Citizen Kane. That's her crowning moment.
But she was that spokesperson.
Well, I agree. Jeggings are a great invention.
Yeah,
they make asses look. Chef's kiss.
Well, the first half of this movie was
it was jeggings.
Yeah, it was jeggings.
The first part was jeggings, and the last part was
just
those stirrup pants that go around the heel.
I feel those are handy because sometimes your leggings ride up and it keeps your leggings in place.
That was the reason those were there.
As a tall gal, my problem was the stirrups would cause my pants to just keep falling down all day.
Well, there's that
pulls you down.
Yeah,
they're pulling them off.
Yeah, they're pulling off of me.
That's why you need suspenders.
And just to
go with your stirrups.
That's a stirrup and suspender combo.
That's too much pressure. Then you're gonna get sucked into yourself.
Yeah, tear your body apart. The forces.
That'd be a great kill in a movie,
wouldn't it?
Yeah, somebody gets stirrups and suspenders, and then the killer ratchets them real tight until the person splits down the middle.
Well, that's in the NOTLP/movie TM.
It takes place in a textile factory.
It's too much.
I do see, as a person who likes to look at bottoms, the stirrup pants, what they did was instead of clinging to the buttocks, because the stirrups, they ballooned upward like parachute pants.
Yes.
They were disgusting.
And it was like, that does not, you look like a cartoon
Instead
character.
of clinging, it was like a straight up and down.
They always look dirty for some reason. And I'm like, what is this about the stirrup that makes the rest of the pants look so dirty?
I don't know what you're
I think the dirt.
I don't know that part, but
I think the dirt from the stirrups rose up into the legging part because
it would absorb from the bottom of your foot,
from your
the grossest
feet.
part of your body, the bottom of your foot, and it would seep up into the stirrup pants.
Osmosis.
And then it's more foot stuff than pant by the time you're at the end of the school year.
Calm down. I actually owned stirrup pants. I guarantee none of you ever wore them. Andy, did you ever wear them?
They don't make them for men, do they?
They just look cool to me.
No, I mean, you can wear whatever you want.
You wear whatever you want.
Listen, I don't think they're dirty. I just think they don't feature bottoms.
No, you're
in
right.
the way that I want.
Yeah.
It's they weren't as comfortable as they were advertised. Now, I also had a bodysuit.
I love a bodysuit.
Where you had to, had the metal snaps in your crotch all day.
Yeah.
Lisa got a lot of bodysuits.
Like,
I'm a fan.
well, I'm just thinking of me and this was middle school, early high school.
Did you ever combine the bodysuit with stirrup pants?
No. But what were we doing as a species?
She wore all the tight clothes at once.
What if you could?
They're still around, girl.
Metal snaps in your hoo-ha.
It's still the way it
It
happens.
seems handy to go to the bathroom, just snap and there you go.
Snap, snappy tomato.
But then you're in there re-snapping it like you're changing your diaper.
You got to change your diaper.
Chaining your diaper?
You got to chain your diaper.
Anyway, Andy, how was
part of a diaper chain.
Yeah, I guess
It's a
that's
chain diaper. You've got to shit in it and mail it to somebody else.
If you don't, you're gonna have real bad luck.
I got a chain diaper. Oh man.
The bad luck you get from not sending the chain diaper letter is you get another chain diaper letter.
Chain diaper package is a more accurate description.
That's right.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, how big would a diaper get? We got human adults shitting in the same diaper, passing it around the country.
What's funny is it stops at the same place that our banner stops.
In New Jersey. That makes perfect sense.
Should we start an LTOP diaper?
A diaper chain. Yep. We'll all wear the diaper first, and then we'll send it out.
Who wants to be first?
You have to wear it too. That's part of the chain. You got to shit in the shitty diaper.
Phil in Montezuma didn't put the dirty diper on and just sent it along.
Number 50 is screwed.
And you know what happened?
It's like being the last member of the human centipede.
3 weeks
You don't
later.
get to shit in anybody's mouth.
It's like I had to pay that. How much for shipping?
All his coupons expired 3 days later because he didn't poop in the diaper.
Oh.
Do you want all your coupons to expire?
And don't forget, you
And
gotta
it's going to be triple coupon day.
Yeah. Remember those?
You gotta take a picture of yourself with a diaper in front of a landmarking from your city.
What about an action
And a
movie?
newspaper.
An action movie about extreme couponers, and one of them is 3 days away from triple coupon day, but she has to do something really heroic and risk her life.
I actually think this would make a real funny something.
Yeah,
The
a real
chain
funny notion.
A real
you're
funny
look-
parody.
You're looking for the word notion.
No, I think you could make something out of this.
Yeah, an extreme couponer, and there she's like, she was 3 days away from triple coupons.
I think we could.
And she's like, you get it. But at the end, it turns out she's okay. They wheel her out on a gurney, and she's like, did we get him?
No.
Did we get him?
So bingo hell. Did anybody get bingo?
Many people got bingo, and that's where the needful thing started.
Yes.
And they just met a unfortunate end because it's monkey's polish.
That's a bummer. Have you gone to bingo before?
Yes.
Yeah,
I don't want
it's
to.
fun.
With my mom. You know what? We should.
I used to love. I don't know.
Do they do it now? Because the old people should be around each other, Delta variant and all that.
Well, I don't know, but I used to go to rinks all the time.
Oh, the
for
swap
bingo.
meet.
That's the swap meet.
It is a swap meet. Also, amazing bingo. You can win big money. My former brother-in-law once won $5,000 at the end of the night.
What?
Now, not on a bingo card. I split a $1,200 pot with somebody because
Nice.
at the end of the night they do two big coverall pots.
I love a coverall.
and
That was always my favorite. It was so intense.
they're like the little pull-offs you could buy, and he won $5,000 on one. I think $3,000 another time.
It astounds me. There's something about the atmosphere
I loved it.
that is so they're electric. And like, that's a funny thing to say about a bingo hall when it's just all these elderly people, but it's true. Like, first time I ever had a walking taco was at a bingo hall.
I love Bingo
yeah.
Hall cheeseburgers. They had
Wow.
RC on tap.
I bet they have good pretzels there.
They did.
Yeah, I always have that sort of shit.
They did.
Kelly is dead fucking
It's
serious.
like, it's very much the same feeling of going to a bowling alley.
It is exactly like that. I
So
miss
it's a little sticky.
And I don't. Yeah, it is. And it smelled like even after they stopped allowing you to smoke it, that
Oh, yeah.
smell will never go away. And it was pleasant. I loved walking into that overwhelming smell of
Air's a
old
little-
stale
air's a little
cigarette
heavy.
smoke. Yeah.
And then all the rip-offs the
yeah.
cardboard cards you were
Yeah.
talking about, where you just tear these things up, they just pile them up.
They're just piled
By
up.
the end of the night, you're
Yeah.
like, it's like you're in a ball pit. It's like up to your waist, and you have to like wade through
Yeah.
it to get to the door.
Oh, I
I
miss.
hope they
See,
recycled.
I feel like I'd be the Roseanne like that.
Oh,
The Roseanne
yeah.
episode of Bingo.
Because that lady, she had troll
She had
dolls.
troll dolls and had her little tchotchkes around.
We did. We used to
Yeah.
when I went with my brother and sister-in-law. We had we had little luck fidgets, and we had little little things. We
You're
would take.
doing Tune in Tokyo there.
We were you would just rub your nipples, and you would rub the nipples of the person next to you
Good luck.
And
It's fine. It's for luck.
That's the only reason I go.
It was fun, man. You could take food in there.
You
Used
know
to
what? We
load
should
up on
find
rallies and just go in there.
once everybody's had their booster shots. We'll
I'm
find a
gonna
bingo
bring
hall.
some. I'm gonna bring some microwave fish.
Yeah.
You guys ready to giggle when they pull like 069?
Every time I used to at my ex's family, her family would play bingo on Christmas. We'd all be there, And every time they called 069 during this family bingo, I'm going to go, 69. And everybody like,
That's funny. It's objectively funny.
It is.
One of my greatest moments in my life was we were at the popcorn place in Chicago. And my number was number 69.
Yeah,
You
and
should have kept it.
he made a big reaction.
You can't not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's because they call your number out.
He's like, yeah, all right, up top. And then he get a high five, and he was like, you should come to my club sometime.
And they made it rain popcorn on everybody.
Yep.
It never doesn't make me like if I look at the weather in the morning and it's 69 degrees, I screenshot it usually. I don't ever do anything with it, but
When you check your watch and it's 4:20, do you have a moment?
Yeah.
I do. Yeah. I'm like, look what time it is.
Such a weird phenomena.
So I recommend half of Bingo Hell and the other half not so much.
So put something else on when you get to that halfway mark.
You know when you get there.
Mm-hmm. That's too bad.
All right.
I like the old people are so cute.
I keep seeing this advertised to me and I was waiting. Well, I forgot this was your movie, but then when I found out again, I was like, oh, I'll wait to see what he says.
I think it's refreshing to see old people in movies because you never see that.
No, I love old people in movies because I can't relate to young people very well. So,
have you seen Grand Budapest Hotel?
Not yet, but I'm going to.
I want to watch those.
Me too.
It's really good.
Yeah, it's one of the I miss. There's just a couple of films of theirs I haven't seen.
The Darjeeling Limited.
That's a bad one, though.
That's the other one I haven't seen.
Yeah, I haven't seen either of those either.
I was just about to ask you a question and I forgot. Oh, this was part of that series. Was it Blumhouse Presents or something?
It's like Amazon exclusive or something like that.
Yeah, so there's 6 movies or something. Anyways, I just wanted to make sure I said something about that.
All right, let's jack some people off.
Let's jack this box. Are you ready? I'm up first.
Jacket girl.
You know I will. You know I will.
No, I was asking for a jacket. I'm so cold.
Yeah,
Are you very
chilly
cold?
out.
No, he spotted the superheroes jacket girl.
That's right. You're safe.
Freddie.
Heroes isn't a word though. Heroes the same. Heroine. That's the one I was looking for. I had to gender it.
Oh no.
Well,
Ooh, safe again, Kelley.
I've decided to pick something that I think might be wonderful.
Oh.
And right now my phone is being weird about where it is. It's called VHS 94.
Oh, that's right.
It just came out.
It's the third one in the series, right?
Fourth.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, well they did. Yeah,
There's 3.
There's Viral is the third one, right?
Yeah.
Because it's VHS, VHS2, Viral, and this.
Yeah.
Which one's viral? Is that the one with the bug lady?
I don't remember.
I haven't
Don't
seen
know.
2 or 3.
2 is really good, but 3 not so much.
I'm going to watch all of them, but eventually.
So this is the latest, obviously, in the VHS series. It's on Shudder.
Mm-hmm.
Here's your synopsis. A police SWAT team investigates a mysterious VHS tape and discovers a sinister cult that has pre-recorded material which uncovers a nightmarish conspiracy.
I love cult movies.
I love cult movies. I love found footage movies.
Me too.
In particular, I love anthology movies. These work for me.
I'm
They're easy
into
peasy.
it.
Me too.
Same. I love little bits because if you don't like one segment, you might like another one, and then you just get to
That
cycle
was
through.
one of the ones I remember from one of the VHS movies, the cult one in like Malaysia or something.
Yeah.
I think that was 2.
Yeah. I don't remember. That
'Cause
all
I
kind
don't
of
remember.
blurs.
that one was intense.
I've only ever seen each one once. Maybe I'll go back and watch some of the others.
Did you say
Again.
VH1?
I've only seen
I only
VH1
watched
and
VH1
VH2.
once.
Pop up video.
You know what I mean.
You're so silly.
I'm the worst. All right.
I can't with you.
This
Oh
is
my
VH1
God.
Storytellers with Beetlejuice.
Is it time to talk about our specials?
It's the special time now.
It is. Are you ready for this one? Strap on your skates.
Strap on.
folks.
Strap them on.
Ooh.
Bats, black cats, witches, and vampires. A night in which ghosts play tricks on humans. All of the spirits of
This is in
Halloween
mono.
are on the loose tonight.
It is.
This scary gang of ghouls and goblins featuring Nancy Kerrigan.
I don't think there were any ghouls or goblins.
There were costumes.
There's Nancy Kerrigan.
Yeah, there's Nancy
Kurt
Kerrigan.
Browning,
She's a ghoul, right?
Kurt
Yeah.
Browning.
They give them these big intros, right? And this,
Bresser and Eisler.
Where they're like, here you go. And you get the idea. They're skating. They're skating.
Andy made us watch. Made us. What a jerk. Just kidding. I had a great time.
I love
Halloween on
figure
Ice.
skating. I was into these people at the time. This was fun.
This aired on ESPN in 1998.
And I love cheese, and this is what exactly with it is the biggest slice of cheese you can get.
It was. What I don't understand, I love that they had to have commentators for was essentially Ice Capades Halloween. Yes. It's like these people were only paid, like they got paid to do nothing, and they just kept saying the same thing, which was, it's just look at them, they're just having fun out there tonight. Yeah. They're just having fun out there tonight, which is what I said when we started. I was like, what's going to be great about this is they're just having fun. And then the commentators
you should be a figure skater commentator
saying it. Every time. What I also loved about this was that Kurt Browning's Monster Mash was one of my favorite ones. But like they were like, well, when Kurt Browning does this, like you know, it's not easy. And it was when he was really just standing there doing the mashed potato. I was like, I think I could do that. That's not. You just said that was amazing, and he's just standing on the ice.
I'm doing the mashed potato.
But it was fun. I really enjoyed the shit out of it. The zombie, I can't remember their names. But the ones that did the zombies...
Oh, Eisler?
Priscilla and Eisler, the Perez couple?
They were... no, they... were they Canadian?
I don't know.
The guy had on like... I think they were Canadian.
Yeah.
And
covered in maple syrup.
They had my favorite. I thought they were having the most
fun.
Yeah. They definitely were like having a lot of fun, and it was fun to watch.
I love the Batman and Robin one.
But so, okay...
Because I got
the conceit of this is Halloween on Ice, ghouls and goblins.
Well,
you get weird shit like Batman.
Like a costume. They're like, it's Halloween. Anything's a costume. John and Kate +8.
And
Simba.
what's like the French guy? He did Three Musketeers.
Oh,
yeah.
And like, wow, they're really fast and loose with this term Halloween here.
Yeah.
Well, they
Simba. What the fuck does Simba have to do with Halloween?
That one was just fucking turd. That was this awful bit.
Well, when the French skater did Freddy Krueger too, and like,
oh yeah, that was cool though.
It wasn't. I didn't think. I was like, this guy doesn't know what Freddy Krueger is.
The sweater was wrong.
Yeah, there was a lot wrong.
I don't think he knew what Freddy Krueger was.
I don't think he did either. And what was weird, the commentator made this weird comment that I felt like I needed to look up. She was like, France may have just gotten Halloween, but what's his nuts really understands the spirit. I was like, what do you mean France just got Halloween?
So they interviewed him at one point, and he said that they asked if they celebrated Halloween, and he's like, only in the last few years, and this was in 98.
Weird.
I know.
All right, France.
That's an American thing.
I said...
So you got to eat some humble pie,
Yeah.
Kelly.
Well, sorry,
That commentator's
France.
right.
I guess you guys are
You have
like
to believe
way behind the times.
Philippe Candelaro. But the only reason I said I thought it was cool is that they even did it.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it was 98. When was the last Freddy movie?
We were way past Scream at that point.
Yeah.
Or was it cool, or was it that they just... That was the last thing they remembered. That was like,
well,
they're like, we got to do something contemporary. Let's, what's that Jason Kroger's fellow? Let's do a thing with him.
Jason Kroger's.
Andy kind of said, I think it was Andy, you said, like, it's like they just went into Halloween Express and bought a bunch of stuff.
Yep.
Well, after Halloween,
yes,
they went in and
this is
right the stuff that was left.
They got whatever's left over, like the open packages and the spare ears that the price tag's off.
Yeah, he also got the shittiest music. Like the other people got like great licensed music from like The Nightmare Before Christmas and shit. That he just gets some bullshit techno remix thing of like stuff that kind of sounds like something that.
Was he the one that had it like it composed for him?
Yeah,
like
that was Kurt Browning.
That was Kurt Browning. Okay,
that was.
And he just threw some like I like turtles. That kid.
Oh, that was that one.
He did that makeup.
He was
and
I
put
like turtles kid.
A bandana on and
a rock and roll T-shirt.
Yeah,
this was way before I Like Turtles, but this was prescient of I Love Turtles.
So he just skated to some somewhat dark rock music and called it horror.
Yeah,
and he was wearing what was the band? It was shit.
It was a
3-word band. It was the tour shirt.
Was it something hilarious to think of as a hard rock band?
No, it was actually a good band. I can't remember what it was.
Stone Temple Pilots.
You can look it up on YouTube. I will later because I need
Big Head Todd.
Big Head Todd.
And the Monsters.
Jimmy Eat World.
Oh, Jimmy Eat World.
So like the whole thing is just like vignettes,
you
know, and Nancy Kerrigan.
Yeah.
And you get like you know how back like a generic Halloween costume for an adult woman was a black cat.
Yeah.
They did a whole fucking number with a woman dressed like an office party black cat.
It was like Phyllis.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Just ears on and some eyeliner whiskers
and like a pumpkin sweater.
It looked like it had fur like from someone's house kind of clinging to it. It was that level of like I sat on someone's couch at a Halloween party and now I'm
a cat. Yeah.
Yeah.
She skated to Cats, the musical. And like when you think of Halloween.
So Halloween.
You think of Cats, the musical, right?
Here's the thing, right? She does this frumpy little number. And then you get fucking Nancy Kerrigan coming out as Catwoman later for the Batman and Robin bit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that lady in the first number has got to be like, bitch.
Because Nancy Kerrigan looked great.
That was the sexiest thing.
Mm-hmm.
Nancy Kerrigan as Catwoman.
Freddie liked several points throughout this whole special.
Oh my God.
Let me tell you something, and I had this conversation last night. I genuinely love figure skating, and I have since I was probably 9 or 10 years old. But what got me into it was the butts. When I was
those butts, man.
When I was like 10 years, I realized this last night. I was like, I have developed an interest in this sport that is genuine now. But it started because I was a 9-year-old kid who is into looking at women's butts.
And when they skate, their butts are always
the
out.
skirt. Yeah, the skirt comes up. It's hot.
Yeah, you get like side butt, a peek at butt.
I was like, this is one of the few times in your life that you can fling yourself butt first at someone at a high velocity, and it's part of the sport.
It's this, or if you're on that Sacha Baron Cohen thing where he's tricking you.
Yep.
Dude, that fucking Bruno, that scene in Bruno is so goddamn funny.
I haven't seen Bruno. I'm thinking of his This Is America.
Oh,
Is that where they fling the little person into
onto his dick?
Into his dick.
I almost pissed my pants laughing at that.
There's a segment where this lady has
this is not from Halloween on
Ice
Ice
on her hands.
Yeah, this is Halloween on Ice.
From Halloween on Ice.
The other thing was Bruno.
And then
that was my favorite vignette.
It was very like body horror.
Yeah,
but there are times that she's always like spread eagled and on her and just coasting on the ice. And Freddie was like, "Won't it be funny if she just went pussy first into a dick?"
I don't think I phrased it so crassly, but that is what I meant.
He did not say that.
Pussy first into a dick.
Blam, pow, right in the kisser.
Okay, well, he said,
oh man, she landed pussy first.
But he was like, what if there's like a penis waiting at the end of the rink for her? She slides right into it.
That would be
as there often is. You have to be very careful.
Yeah, I said if she crab walked or crab skated, like just right onto an erect penis. I think I was very clinical.
That's the porn parody.
So this aired on ESPN, which Disney
But her
owns.
butt was fucking out of this world.
Okay, I'm glad.
Even though it was like the body horror segment, she had a nice ass.
Because she was from outer
and then
space.
she had like the whole side of her costume was see-through, so you could see her side butt. So Disney owns ESPN, so Disney clearly gave them permission to do the little sprinkling of Disney stuff, but they didn't give them like actual costumes.
Right.
So if you have Nancy
Why
Kerrigan,
don't they just license the music?
If Nancy Kerrigan as Jack Skellington,
is that what she was? I knew it was.
Yes.
I knew she was supposed to be that, but I still wanted to ask: is she supposed to be Jack Skellington? Because what is that?
What is they put her?
That's a silver suit.
In a solid silver suit.
But she also sold it because she was doing like this really kind of, it felt like a David Bowie-esque like androgyny thing.
Yeah.
With the skating even. It was fucking cool.
I don't remember Jack Skellington giving David Bowie.
I don't either.
Her.
But I'm saying.
No, I'm saying her in that costume.
Yes.
Felt like a Bowie type of stage.
But that's not what they were attempting to do.
Oh, I know. But she did. She turned. She made lemonade. She made shit salad.
And this is figure skating.
Yes.
I mean, figure skating is all about sparkles and glitter. And
well, it probably was because it shows
shit.
up. It probably is because it shows up better on the cameras and against the ice. Like silver probably reads better than a black suit. I'm sure that had something to do with it. They do have to take shit like that into.
Well, like another really janky costume was Mr. Freeze.
Mr. Freeze,
and he had like it looked like something from Running Man. The costume he had, it was the gold.
It was gold, but like
Mr. Freeze was not gold.
No,
I feel like they did a decent job of that regardless because they use an actual clip of Arnold Schwarzenegger and it really helped sell it when he was like, I'm Mr. Freeze.
I'm the king of Christmas. I'm the king of snow.
Yeah. So when that came over and I'm like, I looked at Amy, I'm like, this is just like the movie. They skated in that too.
What a terrible movie. Anyway.
Yeah, it's real bad, but it is fun bad.
I can't have fun with it.
It's hard for you.
It's hard
I know,
for me.
it's hard for you.
It is hard for me.
But you like this special, right?
I love the special.
That's fun bad, right?
Yeah, now you got to...
Oh, I enjoyed it.
Take the feeling you got from 1998's Halloween on Ice the next time you decide that you give Batman and Robin another shot.
I don't think that's ever going to happen.
And be like, I'm going to the place I was at in my mind when I watched 1998's Halloween on Ice.
I just enjoyed the skate. Like, I kind of turned off any expectations and was just like, I'm just going to watch an exhibition of skaters. Having fun out there. Just having fun.
Yeah.
To me, figure skating is inherently camp to me.
Yeah, it's fun.
Because it's so exaggerated and they're trying to combine like athleticism with artistry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And sometimes like they have to skate for the rafters too.
Yeah, that's what I love about it.
So it's inherently cheesy, and that's part of the reason I love it.
And watching it with Andy, we got all the good gossip about some of these people. Like one dude OD'd on drugs and is dead now.
Oh, which dude?
The
The
guy that was interviewing
Boehm.
people in between.
Andy knows all the dirt.
Who else? Oh, the one dude that left his wife for Christy Swanson because they were partnered on Skating
I
with the
remember
Stars.
that.
Lord
yeah.
Eisler.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's somebody else you
Oh,
had
the guy, the
goss
one,
on.
The zombie guy he liked.
Yeah.
And
whoops, you should have stuck with you like his wife. Stay with her partner. Was that his? Was he married to her?
No,
also,
that's her.
They were just partners.
Yeah.
Okay.
When I need to ask everybody, what is your Ocean Spray Halloween moment?
Oh, my Ocean Spray Halloween moment.
Remember we were talking about if Kerrigan, like I had this thought, we were watching it, I'm like, what if you had to take a big shit, like, and you're about to go on 1998's Halloween on Ice?
I feel
take
like their
the
bodies
stage.
are so trained that
Well, that's the question. I was like, if it's so, either are they disciplined enough to work through it, or are they disciplined enough to know they got to tell the next skater, hey, you're going on now.
Okay, the setup
I got
is
shit.
The setup is that it was sponsored by Ocean Spray,
Right.
and there's little interstitials where they're called the Ocean Spray
Ocean Spray
Halloween
Halloween
moments, where the skaters have to give their favorite memory of Halloween, and then Freddy took it as spray as literally.
Well, then I thought, like, if she
repeat it.
If she didn't make, if she couldn't go, and she's like, I'm going to perform. I can't. The show must go on. Inside, my heart is breaking.
Mm-hmm.
My
I'm
stomach
thinking.
may be quaking.
Yeah,
but my smile stays on. I skate out on the ice.
She's a professional,
and immediately like just fucking diarrhea. And then the spin is she's coming out. She came out to Black Magic Woman. This is the Black Magic Woman bit that we were watching.
This is real. That really happened in the special.
but she didn't really spray shit.
No shit.
No, but in my imagination,
But
I
in
was like,
Freddy's imagination,
This is her Ocean Spray moment.
it was like one of those little clown heads that used to spray water on you, but it was brown.
And see, Black Magic Woman became Brown Tragic Woman.
Oh, I get what you did there.
Because
That's a Zawo.
She shit on everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And on the ice, just everywhere in my imagination.
And then everybody was mad they didn't tell him to bring like a Gallagher style things to cover themselves with in the front row.
In reality, I think she pushed another skater back so she could dump out. And that's why that didn't happen. Like if we were in the Kelvin timeline.
So Andy, I have a question for you.
She had diarrhea all over everyone.
Did you watch this live when it aired?
No, I did not, because I didn't even know it existed.
Oh.
Did anyone else's sound drop out at a certain point?
One of them we think got...
Yeah.
It's like a copyright song, we think.
Yeah.
Phantom of the Opera, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Phantom of the Opera.
Yeah. Which is fine. I don't need to hear that shit.
The Phantom of the Opera's not here.
And we watched this outside in Freddy and Amy's backyard by the fire, and Freddy was like, I think this is the first time anybody's ever watched Halloween on Ice by a fireside.
It may have been.
I said, outdoor.
We watched this and then went into Grizzly Man.
Oh, yeah.
It was a change up.
And there was that part where Werner Herzog was watching some of this Halloween on Ice, and he's like, "No one should see this.
Burn this, so you are not tempted to watch it. It is too much. Please turn it off." And in fact, initially I was like, "Let's watch Grizzly Man and use this as a palate cleanser," and then we just like started with that, and then Grizzly Man was the palate cleanser.
Wow.
I was like, I'm too filled with just goofy fun joy.
Life seems a little bit of all right now.
Now I want a Werner Herzog on Ice show.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that'd be amazing. Oh, I would love to see Werner Herzog on Ice and just a bunch of his like darkest documentaries like interpreted as dance on ice.
No, what they do is he's sitting at a desk like in Rocky Horror, right? And the whole thing comes out like a Zamboni, and he just coasts into the middle of the ice rink, and then he starts talking, and he narrates.
And that's the whole thing.
His screen just comes down, and they show one of his films. It's not what you think it is. When you buy the ticket, make sure you know what you're getting.
He's like, I do not agree. The bears do not think you're good, and they want to kill you, and that's all the bear wants.
One thing that showed up in this special I've never heard of in my entire life was the team ice dancing.
Oh, the synchronized ice dancing.
Like, there were like 25 fucking girls out there, like
dressed like bats.
Dressed like bats for the Batman shit.
It was cool.
It was really cool, but they're like, oh yeah, this is a sport that's gaining in popularity. I'll bet we'll see in the Olympics one day. I don't think we are.
Sorry, gotta take my kid to synchronized ice dancing. Yeah. You know how it is.
Somebody,
it's very strange.
That's a sentence that's been spoken by multiple people.
Yeah.
Not in this state, but somewhere.
You can get a tax deduction just for being one of those people.
Yep.
That's how common it is.
Yeah, that sport didn't blow up like the internet.
No.
It just stayed where it is.
Yeah. On ice in 1998.
Mm-hmm.
They thought lugeing was going to be big too.
Anything else about Halloween on Ice?
Oh, like there was a 96 special too, which is even cheesier, if you can believe it.
I can.
We watched a bit of it.
And then it was, they did a bit on Nancy's Nightmare, but they played the Halloween music.
Yeah, they had Nancy Kerrigan
So
dressed
confused.
as Nancy
Right.
from A Nightmare on Elm Street in the bed.
Right.
The bed's on ice.
Right. Should have been the bathtub.
It's probably Werner Herzog's
It's a much
bed.
more iconic shot.
Yeah, and that
It probably is Werner Herzog's bed.
And then they had like a fucking clown car full of skeletons underneath this bed. Like 12 to 15 dudes came out from under the bed in skeleton costumes, like Karate Kid bully skeleton costumes.
I got you. I mean, that's straight out of Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, and they do a little dance, but the whole time the fucking music from Halloween's playing.
So weird.
Well, these are people who don't give a shit about any of that. They're
Yeah.
like, I don't know from what is that? What is that? Michael Myers? Is it Freddy?
Yeah.
Is it Jason? I don't know. Who is this?
Jason Krause?
Is it Hellraiser? Who is that? Is that Hellraiser?
Do you think this is like why now? Like,
is that Leatherman? Who is that fellow?
Well, there's all those like brand integrity officers or whatever at every company where they're like if to like license the rights to do this sort of shit, right? I think this is the sort of thing that makes that a necessary process. Maybe the ice capades are the reason now that like kids can't have like someone dressed up as Daryl from The Walking Dead at their birthday party.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know either.
But I think it is. I think this is when Disney's like, you can't wear the Mickey shoes and the mini gloves anymore. We're done. We're done.
And I want to say that I think Heather Langenkamp played Nancy Kerrigan in a TV movie.
Oh.
Don't quote me on that, but I believe that is true.
Do they study each other? Do they do that mirror thing?
It's like big business.
Do? Yeah.
I know.
They should have done that on ice.
Yeah.
So
I became a Nancy Kerrigan fan last night.
Oh, good.
I thought it was fantastic.
She was a silver medalist.
Yeah.
Don't you love getting that? That's your yes. It's like a little bit of shit. It's like silver, never won gold medalist. Nancy Kerrigan.
I had to remind them of all the shady stuff that Nancy Kerrigan did afterwards.
Yeah.
Like when she was in that Disney parade.
Oh, yeah.
And she said, this
shit.
is so corny. This is so corny.
I mean, to be fair.
It's a hot mic.
There was a time when she just didn't want to skate anymore, and then somebody came back into her life and made her care again.
Oh,
That's a little joke I told to these kids last night around the campfire.
That was an excellent dad joke.
I tried to get
Thanks,
them,
Dad.
I was worried they wouldn't get to sleep after the scary stories I told them. So I was like, I'll tell them a Nancy Kerrigan joke. That'll put their minds at ease.
Oh yeah, you were talking about what? You were talking about that that Night of the Living. What is it? Chainsaws or?
I just told them the spook story. The one with the Caspers in it.
Just a Casper. Ooh, I could never watch that.
Heather Langenkamp starred as Nancy Kerrigan in Tanya and Nancy: The Inside Story, a TV movie from 1994.
No fucking way.
Anything else?
Lincoln
Halloween
Kennedy,
on Ice.
baby.
I want to dedicate this segment to our friend Emily.
Oh,
she
yeah.
and I are big figure skating
Has
fans.
she seen this special?
I'm sure she has.
She probably has it on Blu-ray.
She was probably in the audience.
It was filmed in Portland, Maine.
It was. I wondered. I was like, you think Stephen King got an invite?
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're in the state that you are famous for being from.
And his stalker was one of the ice skaters and was like, King! Mr. King!
And they just stop in the middle of it. The whole show just comes to a crashing.
He's like, Mr. King, I'll be with you in a moment, but right now I'm collaborating with Nancy Kerrigan on something.
Who spraying shit everywhere because she ate something beforehand that she shouldn't have.
But remember, it's okay because we all have Hep C now from Nancy Kerrigan's shit. so we're all going to be dead soon, man. That's what I'm saying. So just chill out, have some popcorns.
So what of your selections, Kelly, would you like to start with? I mean, do you have...
I got Suburgatory queued up here. Let's do
start
that.
with Suburgatory.
Start with Suburgatory.
Sorry, I was doing something.
That's all right.
I answered for Doug.
George! Honey, George, the parents in Chatswin have gone to considerable financial lengths to create a community to protect our children. So why on God's green would we go around and scare the bejesus out of them?
But you're not protecting them. You're warping them. You know what scares me? Is a 15-year-old girl dressed as, I'm sorry, what are you?
A slutty mushroom.
Of course you are.
Looking good, Shiitake.
Where are the...
So Suburgatory is kind of a hard thing to jump into in the middle like this, but I really just wanted to jump you guys in.
No, I got it.
Yeah.
Just watching this, I got what they were trying to do.
Except he thought that the father and daughter were married. Other than that, he got it.
Yeah.
Their relationship was a little too close to me.
I never got, and I agree.
Yeah,
I sometimes I see that, and I get that, but with this, I've
It
never
was a
gotten
little too
that.
buddy, and plus the fact that she doesn't look like a teenager.
And also because
Yeah.
they're both real hot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Jeremy Sisto's got a great voice.
And like later, not to spoil anything, but there's like a whole trope about him sort of being the stud of this suburban, like, because he's a working man, and then he starts to buy into his own hype. It's real funny.
Well, it was funny to see him in a comedic role.
He's so great on this.
He everything else I've seen him is so serious and like
He
dark.
can be intense and scary. Yeah.
He's wonderful, and I have to say again, like, this is one of my favorite shows of all time, and I've watched the whole series twice now. And he in this show too, he is like sort of the most real character, even more so than Jane Levy. Like, I feel like Jeremy Sisto is like the regular person.
He's not. It's a cartoon universe, and everybody's like a buffoon in this series. It
He's
seems like
it is. Well, everybody has their moments for sure, and then and again, he like later he starts to buy into his own hype, and it's all very real. Alan Tudyk is so fucking great in this show. His storyline gets bananas. Jay Moore makes an appearance in this episode as Cheryl Hines's absentee husband. He's always great to see. But anyway, so this episode, so Suburgatory, the idea is that this single father and his daughter moved to this upstate New York suburb called Chatswin from the city, and Jane Levy's character, and they make a thing about, like, she seems like she's this like, oh, I'm just over it, but that's like a part of her, like, they build that
kind of a Lydia from Beetlejuice type of character,
but they build it in later as you go through, as like, even it's like other people are like, oh my God, this chick thinks she's just so fucking too cool for school, and it like backfires on her. It's a very self-aware show, and
kind of like what with Britta's story arc on Community, where
it's a lot like that. It's actually a lot like Community,
like Tina Fey from 30 Rock,
where
very similar to those. Even
the dangers of buying into your own hype, really, in a nutshell.
Yeah. And so this is their first Halloween in the suburbs, and they're very excited because George and is Jeremy Sisto, and Tessa is Jane Levy. They're going to get to decorate their yard. They have a yard, and they're not in New York City where scary things really happen. And of course, the association is like, nah, you can't do all that scary shit. And so he starts trying to show Dallas, which is played by Cheryl Hines, who he's developing a relationship with, that it's fun to be scared. She is so great also in this whole series. Her arc is really, really good. And when I feel like I'm spoiling things for people, but when they actually start having sex later, and it will happen. Sorry, it's an old show. But when it happens,
I could sense it. There was a Sam and Diane situation going on.
Hilarious.
Oh, like a lot of pussy farts and stuff.
Because he's always hitting it from behind, and so it's just Queef City. There's a whole episode called Queef City.
Oh my God.
Is that the same episode when she pulls the butt plug out of Jeremy Sisto and he just explodes?
Yeah,
like fucking shit everywhere. That's a good one. That one made me laugh.
Ooh, that sounds hot. A butt plug and Jeremy Sisto. Sign me up, baby.
One of the Little Princess ones? With
Right.
Exactly. It's ripped for his.
Just got a tail on
I
it.
have been known to love
I love a tail
Cheryl Hines, and I thought she was great in this. It's really unfortunate who she's married to, and it makes me wonder about her own views. She's married to the super anti-vax Kennedy that got banned on Twitter.
Oh, you don't have to wonder about her views
or worry
You're
about
right.
them. They don't matter.
Well, they do.
I mean, they do in as much as she can vote
Anti-vaccination views
and spread
matter.
and spread nonsense, but
Yeah, unchecked.
Well, she may not have had any of those views when this was filmed. This is from 2011.
True.
But I'm also coming at it's from an AA standpoint with say this is something that you can't control.
I can't control it.
You don't have to worry about it.
All right.
Don't worry about a thing. Every little thing is gonna be all right.
But it's upsetting. So tell me, what else?
And so anyway, all the characters of this too, I can't think of the actor's name, but the girl that plays Lisa, she's also on Weeds. She is amazing. Also, this is the best friend character. Her whole arc, everyone's really good on this. The counselor, Mr. Wolf, is hilarious. He has a great arc. All the characters have really great arcs throughout the series. But she is possessed. Well, they think she's possessed by the spirit of the girl whose room she now resides in, Misty, who used to bump it. Misty used to bump it.
I had forgotten about
that was so
bump
funny.
It.
Because she finds all this shit. Tessa finds all this shit in her closet, and so she dresses up as the girl who used to be in her room. She wants to be like a basic suburban girl, and which is also hilarious when she walks in and she's like, "Oh my god, oh my god."
The thing about the bump it, right? Mm-hmm. That is such a snapshot. I feel like the purpose of things like the clapper, the bump it, and the tater twister.
They're to mark time.
It's just to bring people joy in their existence. It's nothing to do with inventions.
I had a thought a few years ago where I was like, can I still get a clapper? I would love a clapper to turn this light off.
That's my favorite section at Walgreens, the As Seen on TV section.
Yeah.
Because I remember I used to have the bedroom I used to be in, you had to turn off the light from a switch. And so you'd be laying down and you'd want to turn out the light, but you didn't want to get up. And I was like, if I had a clapper right now.
If I had a clapper, I'd clapper in the morning.
But anyway, so eventually a lot of funny little things happen. What's a shame, I'm so bummed that you guys did not get to see Chris Parnell and Anna Gasteyer as Lisa's parents, the Shays. Mm-hmm. Anna Gasteyer and Chris Parnell on this, but they are such fucking great characters as this sort of Christian-y couple, but they're also I can't even describe it. I just want everyone to watch the show. It's on CWC.
I'm gonna watch this. The writing is so cute.
It's so cute
and fun. And my favorite thing of the whole episode was Cheryl Hines' character was like, "Oh, ignorance is bliss," and this girl says, "What?" I said, "No, we're not. We're saying nothing bliss." Because the girl's name is Bliss.
Yeah.
And Cheryl Hines like, sorry, Bliss is ignorant.
She's like, she is ignorant. Her character is great.
Yeah, and that came right after the slutty mushroom.
Yes. That was
and her
really
name is
good.
Shiitake.
And her daughter is named Dahlia, and she is it's like she has some horrific, she is like a robot, and
that is such a weird, the way you said she has this horrific, and you're like, let me put it sensitively.
She is so great too. Like this is a fun episode, but there are like better episodes to get feels for different characters. So if you do go through it, watch for Dahlia, especially when her and then George start to become like kind of like they develop like kind of a father-daughter thing, and it's real sweet. It's a real sweet show while also being like a little like acerbic, but like ultimately it's really sweet. It's one of those shows where
it seems like it has heart.
It does. It has a lot of heart, and it is really funny. Lots of just like nice little throwaway lines like that. Like she is ignorant.
I kind of feel like there's a subgenre of sitcom kind of called like the cul-de-sac sitcom. You know, you know that that show, the Neighbors one where they were aliens. Doug Jones was on it. It was I think it was a Disney ABC show. It was a fun sitcom. It was.
I know what you're talking about, but I never watched it. But I remember that coming out.
No idea.
Yeah, and it was kind of like the Coneheads. This is kind of that
or
thing.
Third Rock from the Sun.
But yeah, and they were it was the same neighborhood. But it felt like the same neighborhood that is in a lot of these, or Cougar Town. It reminds me a lot of Cougar Town. But yeah, that's like it does. There's like a fucking style of show that's very specifically that.
Oh yeah, totally.
Well, they're making fun of suburbia while at the same time honoring it too.
They are, and they're making fun too of the New Yorkers who think they're too cool for you get both. Like it's they're pretty fair to all the characters in both making them buffoons and then also making them have like really shining moments.
Yeah.
So I thought it was it was great. Like the whole conflict in the episode is them getting the opportunity to decorate the way they want to.
Yeah.
Without the HSA getting involved. No, I said HSA and I meant HOA.
Yeah. Without their flexible. Yeah.
Yes, without their FSA getting involved.
And how am I supposed to pay for all these Halloween pills?
You got to use up your deductible.
It's pre-taxed.
Yeah. So they, and then they work towards getting Cheryl Hines' character to agree to be cool. And then at the end, they're sitting there enjoying the fruits of their labors and looking at this great, well-decorated yard. And here comes some kids to scare. And all I could think about was like, my God, where are you going to put all that shit? That's so much shit.
There's a big
house. Then you got to put it all away.
Yeah, you feel like...
You got to put that all away.
Yeah.
And then I said, Amy, stop. You're not having any fun right now. You're being a no fun lady.
A no fun ski.
Well, you have to think. Jeremy Sisto's character is like he's a contractor. He likes moving
physical
stuff
labor
around. Yeah, and they've got a big house. There's plenty of storage.
I'm our house. We are reaching a moment.
All the instruments coming in.
Yeah, in this house where I'm feeling like, oh shit, I have too much shit.
Just wait till I get my organ out.
So.
Oh, we didn't even talk about the big twist where it turns out she didn't die.
Oh yeah, so Misty didn't even die. So the whole time,
because they kept talking about she went to a better place.
Yeah, so they thought for sure that they kept telling Tessa that they thought that the girl whose room she was in died.
Even the school administrators thought she was dead.
He was dead to her.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
Or she was dead to him because he's petty and catty sometimes, and so. Yeah, she comes back at the end, and it's like for a second they play like she's maybe a ghost, but then it's just a better place was like a remedial school she got sent to.
She's like, I was just stupid.
Yeah. She's like, now that I'm not stupid anymore.
Redonkulous.
Redonk.
But
Misty used to say that.
But that moment is such like a 30 Rock moment where like it's this, you think it means one thing, but it turns out it means another.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or Mr. F.
And he's like, but Mr. Wolf said you were dead. She's like, I'm dead to him.
It was fun.
Yeah, I had...
I just thinking of something made me laugh.
I just thought this was one of those cheesy CBS shows.
Yeah.
Like where there's like according to gym type things, but like I was totally wrong about it.
I thought this feels like an ABC Family show.
I think
reminds me of the Goldbergs.
It may have been
the way they marketed it when it was first coming out. It made it look like it was going to be a weirdy, like Erie, Indiana type of situation where they moved into this weird, like where something supernatural is going to happen. Which seems like a complete mismark. I mean, this is the only episode I've seen of the show.
I think you get weird like moments of that where it's like the perfect suburban people walking in pairs, and like I get what you're saying. But I think at the time it felt like it was going to be like weird suburbia, but it wasn't really.
Right, and so you were just saying like that gag, but they used that gag in so much of the promos for it that it made me think the show was something it wasn't.
Yeah,
it's a real gag.
It's definitely not that.
So did it like end on? Did it wrap up okay? Or did it like leave it?
It's a heartbreaker.
Hanging?
Like what's funny is like I think I can't remember if it's season 1 or season 2 when it ends. Like you can tell they weren't sure they were going to get another one, so they actually tie up one of those seasons really nicely, and it would have been a good end. But then they get a third season. But then I think halfway through that they told them like this is going to be it. So there's like the final episode. They like try to like give like tie up a few loose ends, but it's so unsatisfying for these characters. I never really had that before so much. I even like the way Angel ended, I thought was perfect. Mm-hmm. But this, I was like, oh, I've never had this where I loved a show and I wanted to see the characters get like things tied up, and they couldn't. Like they kind of tried. I was like, what the fuck happened to them?
Wait till you see the end of Enterprise. Oh my God.
Yeah, that was a hard one. But like some of the shows that are most beloved to me are the ones that did that, where they leave enough left undone that that you can be like, where are those characters now? And you can kind of piece it together on your own, and it kind of fires your imagination and makes it feel like they live forever kind of thing.
This wasn't like that.
No,
this felt like, oh, we better hurry up and like, okay, so here's a thing for her, and here's like them doing this thing, but you have no idea where it's gonna go. I know what you're saying.
Yeah,
it was very
abrupt.
It was like abrupt, but it wasn't just like an episode where they definitely tried to do hurry up in that last episode and make things happen, and then you're like, oh, that's it.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was Suburgatory. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it.
Yeah, thank you for introducing this to us.
For sure. Everybody's just real lovable on that show, even the scoundrels. So my other choice.
Yeah, here you go, Kelley. Let's take a look. Whoa, Kelley.
Yeah.
You're just covered in honey.
Tomorrow on Batman, the meanest villains take on the greatest superhero.
The coin says you lose.
With the most incredible showdowns you'll ever see.
Now, prepare to meet your end.
You won't want to miss all the excitement.
We've got a real treat for you, kids.
Watch Batman, the animated series, tomorrow afternoon on Fox.
Oh man, did I love? Well, first of all, I always love Batman the animated series. This is a nice connector for me, Alise, too, because she also, it's like it's one of her probably top 3, if not top favorite shows of all time. And I really wanted to do. I loved coming home after school, and it was like 92, so I mean I was in high school. But I loved coming home and watching Batman after school because it was like a really great mix of kind of the serious noir. Like it was even more noir than Tim Burton's. And while again, it's a kid's cartoon, so it's very silly, but it's such a great world. It's so, I feel like the Gotham of Batman, the animated series is like that's my multiverse Batman. That's my Batman world, whichever world that is. It feels the most Batman to me. The villains feel like Joker's dangerous, but he's also hilarious. And
was that Mark Hamill?
I don't know if they got Mark Hamill yet at that point. Okay. Maybe though. It sounds like him.
Yeah,
I'm not sure when he took over as Joker because I don't think he was the first Joker voice, but then he became the more well known and iconic Joker voice. It might have been by that point. But this was an episode. Really, I was just hoping. When I went looking for an episode of this that might involve Halloween, I expected to find like a Scarecrow episode that was specifically set on Halloween, but I'm not sure that I got anything like that. But this starts off. It's called Almost Had Him or Almost Got Him, and it's the Gotham villains playing cards and telling stories about how they almost had Batman. So the first story that gets told is sexy Poison Ivy telling a story about on Halloween. She's like fucking got her pumpkins are busting out.
She's got some pumpkin bombs ready to poison your ass.
It's kind of making this episode kind of making fun of the show.
Yeah,
in a way, because all of the schemes are so ridiculous. And even the villains comment on it. Like,
yeah.
Your plan was to blow up some pumpkins or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so it's that one is the Halloween one. And she's poisoning.
It's a good idea. Think about it. She's growing these pumpkin bombs. And the minute you light it as your jack-o'-lantern, it's going to explode.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to get poisoned. And then
gonna explode.
She achieves her goals.
And then Batman.
She's just a girl boss.
Batman ends up fucking her up, as he does with everybody.
She almost got him.
She did almost get him.
Mm-hmm.
And so then we kind of go around the room. You get Catwoman. All the villains. Killer Croc's at the table, and he's saying dumb stuff, and all the other villains are kind of like,
that was cute.
This was kind of broke my heart a little bit when they just wrote him off, and that look he gave them after he said it was a big rock.
Yeah,
and then,
that turns out it's Batman.
Yeah,
and
right?
I know, but that's like another layer to it, because he had to play that
twist
dumb Croc character.
Yeah,
and look hurt and everything.
Yeah, you could tell like all the other villains like disrespect Killer Croc. Well,
that was Richard Mall.
Was it?
No, Two-Face was Richard Mall. Never mind.
I was wondering who the voice of Two-Face was because it sounded so familiar. Roger. Like it was just, now it makes perfect sense.
It was Adrienne Barbeau as Catwoman.
Yeah.
Oh.
We just saw Richard Mall in Scary Movie 2.
Yep. Real proud of saying that. It was Mark Hamill.
Nice. Good. Now I know.
Paul Williams was the Penguin from Phantom of the Paradise.
Phantom of the Paradise and the Muppet movies.
Yeah.
That's awesome. What an all-star voice cast. Yeah. I fucking love Batman the Animated Series. It's so great.
I liked the animation.
Yeah.
I liked the very kind of minimalistic.
Was that's not the Samurai Jack guy, right? It's different.
No.
Okay.
Which Samurai Jack? Are you thinking of the most recent one? That's
No, I was thinking of one of the old ones. I thought the Batman guy might have done a Samurai Jack.
Oh, he might have, but
I don't know. Maybe I don't quote me on that.
I can't think of his name. Shit. He's an animator. He did Primal, and he did.
Oh, Primal. Yeah, he did the Samurai Jack, the biggest one.
Yeah,
I think he was the most
the season 4 one. Yeah,
because I feel like there was like 3 or 4 guys that worked on that.
It was more of a cartoon when it came out, and then like his season was like hardcore.
I do
not hardcore pornography. It's just like super violent.
I appreciate the style. I just feel like it does. It's still kind of like a legit animation style. It's not garbage.
The animation was really good. This is also like when I think of Bruce Wayne, this is the Bruce Wayne I think of to me. Like, this is how I imagine Bruce Wayne more.
I'm sure this is not the first one I've ever seen, but it's the only one I ever really remember watching.
Batman's not really your jam.
No, I dislike him terribly. Although I liked the villains in this. I thought they were all very charismatic.
I think Amy would like 66 Batman.
Because it's campy.
Yeah,
it's a lot of fun. You get like just who's who of TV.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I actually read an article a year or so ago that went through all of the every single Batman villain from the 66 series and who played them and who came back multiple times. It was a really fun article, and you probably would enjoy that. And the animated series kind of like mashes that up with the Tim Burton and then also like the comic books. It's a real nice way to do Batman.
So who do you think had the most outrageous scheme to catch Batman? Because they were all kind of silly. But
Penguin.
The birds.
He poisoned birds' beaks.
I love the cassowary.
Yeah, that was cool.
Badass.
But like Batman being chased by hummingbirds was so adorable to me.
He just had to get them wet.
Yeah.
Well, I think they were robots, weren't they?
I think isn't it because hummingbirds are so light? Like if they get enough water poured on them, they just hit the ground.
I think it's got weighed down by the water or something.
Oh, maybe. I thought they were robot hummingbirds.
Now, is that what the penguin does? Is robot birds?
Well, not always, but he does. He
does a mixture of live and robot.
Well, he makes stuff. You seen his gadgets?
You're right. He has the poison that comes out of his fucking umbrella.
He has the umbrella. There's fucking helicopters.
He's a fucking helicopter umbrella. Oh my god, you're right.
I think they were robots.
He's an inventor. I bet he made the tater twister.
I bet he did.
Two-Face is the one that fucked up the most. Like he had him.
He had him. He could have. He could
have just slashed his throat right there. And he's like, no, I'm going to be a real fucking theatrical loser.
No, he can't. Two-Face, that's
I get
his thing.
it, but that's good. He will never be he will never win then.
What I thought would have been funny is if he flipped the coin. Like, I would have loved, actually, if he flipped the coin and then it landed on let Batman go, and that would have been how he had to, he's like, I had to let him go. I think that would have been a really hilarious way to do that. Like,
that kind of thought, that's the sort of thing you would see on Harley Quinn.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's every time you have that funny thing when you're watching anything Batman.
Yeah.
And you're just like, when it's being the stupidest things about it.
Kite Man on Harley Quinn is amazing.
It's like, it's the things that occur to you when you're like, oh, that's so dumb. And then Harley Quinn's like, they just fucking distilled it down in a perfect little joke.
It's great.
Is that the new one?
Yeah. The Kelley Kombrinck
on HBO. Yeah.
This episode reminded me of in Tarantino in a way.
Yeah.
Because Tarantino like humanizes and makes these villains quirky.
Yeah.
And just the dialogue between them is kind
just
of
them
like,
sitting around together. Yeah.
It reminded me of Kill Bill with all the the squad talking and like bantering back and forth.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Or even Jules and Vincent Vega from
Can I
Pulp
tell
Fiction.
you something very stupid that just occurred to me when you said Kill Bill? Remember the restaurant they have the big scene in?
Yeah,
all the Asian
Crazy
gangs?
88.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The House of Blue Leaves.
Yeah. So on the season finale of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, they have a party in that same location.
Oh, it's an actual real place?
Yeah. They have a Chinese New Year party there.
The Chinese New Year at a
And
Japanese
she's showing
place?
it to like one of like Kristen's talking
Makes
to
sense.
Erica, and she's like, "They filmed Kill Bill here," and I look around, I'm like, "Holy shit, that's that place."
Oh, that's a real. I
we
thought that
could
was
go
a set.
there. It's a restaurant.
Should do that.
You should do that.
Yeah.
You should ask him to put Batman the Animated Series
So
up on
that's
the
my
TV.
Real Housewives moment for the day.
Ooh, that's a really cool moment, actually.
I know. I thought so too.
I didn't know it was a real place. I would love to go
I actually
there.
didn't either. I thought it was a set.
So yes,
I like as usual. The Joker's always though the star villain.
he's such a little
in Harley
bitch.
Quinn. Oh, the Joker is a badass.
Now this is where Harley Quinn was introduced, right?
On this, I mean, this is the original. I don't know about this episode, but the
like the
animated
series, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
she was
really
created
interesting,
for
yeah.
the.
Oh, she was created for this show.
she was created for the animated series.
Oh,
Something else was too, but I can't remember what.
that's an interesting fact I didn't know.
Yeah.
I love how Harley Quinn has taken on her own, blew up.
Yeah, she
beyond
made it into
this,
the comics and stuff.
It's
and
so different. Like the character has evolved in a weird way where it was just kind of like this secondary thing. Like during this,
she was a
show.
henchman. She was the lead henchman.
And the character arc, I like how they're within what they've been doing with her character has really put her on my radar as like an interesting character now.
And I've always, again, even when this was first on, I loved Harley Quinn. I know everybody has very strong feelings about this character for whatever goddamn reason. I mean, Jesus, but
It's because nobody's named Harleen.
well,
Quinzel?
well, that is
Harleen Quinzel.
That's a very Batman thing. Like Pam Isley is Poison Ivy. You know, like.
Is that her name?
Edward Nygma is the Riddler.
There are people named Pam.
The thing is, like, the reason these are so silly is, like, it's in the tradition of 66 Batman.
It's also a children's cartoon.
Yeah.
And also, these were all I mean, other than, Harleen Quinzel is a goofy name, but it is completely in line with the naming of all the... I mean, think about Spider-Man characters, too. Or at Marvel. Everybody's got the same fucking first and last initial. Yeah. Like, for kids. I mean, it's for kids.
But it's even sillier in the Batman. The Batman universe is really a very silly...
It's very silly.
Yeah. Like, it's the hilarious how, like, the super, like, hardcore Frank Miller Batman people and the ones who they take it so seriously.
I like both.
I do. I like both, too. They feel like two different properties to me.
Well, that's why you have the multiverse.
Yeah, I love 66 Batman the way I love Airplane or The Naked Gun. Whereas like I like Tim Burton It's Batman in a completely different way.
Oh, agreed.
And it felt completely different when the Christian Bale Batman movie started.
But what I also love is seeing, because I also love the show Gotham, I love seeing how they handle all these different things in the different versions. Like, it's fun to see the same characters portrayed in vastly different ways, which is kind of fun. Like about, seeing the Star Trek movies of the original series that J.J. Abrams. It's fun seeing that world portrayed slightly differently.
It's like Batman. The Batman world is like ground beef. It's like so versatile. Like, you just give it to a different creator and they're like, oh, this ground beef, I'm gonna make a taco. Somebody else is gonna make a great cheeseburger.
Yeah, right now they're doing Batman 89 in the comics, and it's like the Tim Burton Batman universe.
It's fusion. It's like fusion. It's the main ingredient. It's your ingredient in your basket on Iron Chef.
Yes, and there are a lot of actually sort of horror infused episodes of the animated series. You've got 2 Man-Bat episodes, which is a giant fucking bat monster that people thought was Batman.
Oh my lord!
I bet he gets that a lot.
Man-Bat.
No, he gets his mail.
What's his real name? Like Manfred Batstein?
Oh, he's just a monster.
Okay.
I like your idea.
It's just like a mutated.
It's a dude with legs, but bat wings and a bat head, right?
It's basically like a werewolf bat, but it doesn't turn back into a man. I don't think.
A bat in blue jeans.
So he's not human.
He's not human.
Okay.
It's but part human, part bat.
He's got human jeans on.
They did the same thing with Spider-Man. He became Man Spider. Remember that?
He's got human legs.
Is he wearing human jeans or human leggings? Human jeans or human legs?
Didn't he have human legs, but a bat? Like, he was like a centaur, but
he was like a werewolf.
I think he's wearing stirrup.
Think of a werewolf, but a bat, but not that turns back into a man. I don't think he turns back. I don't think.
No,
he turns
I think he's always. It's like somebody stitched a giant bat.
It was a mutation. It was like a mad scientist made it.
A man's pelvis with jeans on it.
They didn't do that.
Did it have jeans?
He might have had jeans like the Hulk.
Why do I remember the jeans?
He might have had, because you can't put a bat monster dick, on a kid's show. So you got to put pants on them.
But bats have tiny dicks.
But not a man bat, because it has the dick of a man.
Oh, that's right.
And because it was engineered, they made a big one. Big bat dick.
Because why not? When you're in there engineering something and you have the box that says big dick or little dick,
big bat dick energy,
you always want to check big dick.
Yeah.
Just default to big dick. You can always learn to live with it.
Oh, it's like that Making a Monster video game thing.
Oh, that was great.
All right, you guys. Batman the Animated Series.
Thank
That
you.
was
good choices, Kelley.
It gave me feelings. Like, I had to have watched it because I got a feeling watching it of it being after school or something.
Yeah,
like
well, this
afternoon.
This was on forever too.
Yeah.
Well, again, great series. Easy, goes down easy, comes out greasy. Which is Batman. That's the song. I didn't even mean that.
You're right. Everything's connected, man.
Anyway, so thanks for watching those. I had it was fun choosing these. Sorry it took me so long to tell you my choices.
I had a great time with all of these.
All right, cool.
Yeah, boy.
I celebrated its entire collection.
You do. So we'll have more specials next week.
Yeah, we will. Mm-hmm. We might.
We haven't figured out what they are yet, but
it'll happen.
But it will happen. Do something good.
Yeah.
We saw the Mickey what is it? It's like Halloween Spooktacular.
Yeah.
Last night. Very fun.
The Lego Star Wars Terrifying Tales.
Yeah, that was.
They had a Lost Boys parody, which was a delight.
That's fun.
Yeah, they had the Knights of Ren story told through the Lost Boys. They framed it through that, and it somehow the mashup of it, the creativity behind that just blew my mind.
I'll have to go check that out. That sounds fun.
It's really cool. They do like in the way they did the Star Wars one. It's little vignettes like they do Treehouse of Terror.
Oh, nice.
And they're all based on other movies. And they did the same thing with the Mickey one. And the coolest part of that is Mickey delivers that speech from the opening of Frankenstein that we use as part of our intro opening. Yeah.
I would do it in a Mickey voice, but I'm afraid we'd get
it is detected.
We'd be disappeared.
But if you watch that, if nothing else, you should see that part. It's fucking great.
Andy, you've seen the Muppets Haunted Mansion. I haven't seen it yet.
It's really cute.
I'm very excited about that.
Of course, it's Muppets.
Maybe we
good.
should do that for next week.
I'd be super into it.
Then let's do that. That'll be one of our selections for next week for sure.
Yeah, we'll discuss that. Hey, and you know what? If you do watch, we can talk about the other ones next week too.
Oh, you mean the other things?
Yeah, we could just do like all that shit we just discussed. We'll figure it out. We'll come to you with content. It's going to be fun.
We're going to do a show. You just listen to it. You're going to like it.
Do your part. Just listen. That's all you got to do. Calm down.
Right.
Just calm down. All you got to do is listen.
So, Freddie, if you don't mind, will you read us a fine list of fine people?
The people say, Brandy, you're a fine list. What a good list. You would be.
It's a Beelzebub list.
Mrs. Alise Kombrinck.
Oh, I'm coming to see you soon, sweetie.
Amanda Geletko.
I'm wearing your IDWIW shirt right now.
He does what he wants.
Thank you.
So much. He says it any old way.
Ernie Perez.
Hello.
Mark Watts.
What's up?
Oh, and
Bill
thanks,
Farner.
Thanks.
Oh, yeah.
Some of you have already followed my band stuff, so thank you. Amy did. I just refollowed you back from my band page, but thank you, listeners, again, really for all the support you give me.
Did you follow me?
I haven't followed you. I haven't followed anybody that hasn't followed.
Yeah,
my
Andy
page.
is already mad at you. I want you to know.
But
he's pissed.
I haven't followed anyone other than people who've already followed.
Deeply
Follow
pissed.
for follow, like and subscribe.
I need to get my socials. I deleted everything, so like I just got to do it in the old-fashioned way.
I got you.
Got write a little letter to Facebook and be like, could you please like Kelly's page for me?
Yeah, and they're gonna
sincerely.
And I'm like, oh, what's this anonymous like? Oh, must be Freddie.
Okay, talk about real quick, 2 seconds, listeners. If there's anybody out there that can help me, I am having problems accessing my Facebook account. I'm locked out because I have 2-factor authentication on it, but I don't have that app anymore, and I don't know what I was using for 2-factor because I haven't had to do it in like 3 years, and I deleted it all, and I am locked out right now. Now they let me back in after I gave them my driver's license, but I'm still stuck because I can't give them a 2-factor, and I need help if anybody has any ideas.
I had to reset my password yesterday because I don't have access to the email that I used for this, and I wasn't sure it was going to happen.
Yeah.
Facebook,
they don't want you to get back into your account.
Bites.
They don't want you to, and I only need it for work. That's why I need access, so I can access our ads manager. It's really a thing.
Amy,
if anybody knows what I should do, email me at amy@notlp.com.
They're too busy spreading disinformation.
I know. I don't even fucking... I'm not going to use it. I haven't used Facebook in years. I'm just... I need it for work.
Oh,
Anyway.
yeah. Like I said, thanks, Bill. Bill Farner.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I just
Amy's
take us
Facebook
on a
broken.
tangent that
Amy.
maybe derailed the conversation
Amy,
for
can
a
we
second?
get back to the show, please?
Because, Freddie, that is something you have never done, and you're absolutely
Can you
right to
believe-
give me shit.
Can you believe the focus
I swear to God.
that this woman has pulled away from you, Bill?
I
Can
will,
you believe the
Bill?
Look at the focus.
Bill, you know I'm right, Bill.
She's pulling focus like a cinematographer over
All right,
here.
go on. I was just asking for some help.
Yeah, she really
I will
does
stab
need
the
it.
absolute shit out of you.
I was scared for a minute. I thought she was going to stab the absolute shit out of me.
And it was going to be everywhere and just spray all over us.
I have a knife to cut the potato. We were watching AFV.
See? He's going to do it right now.
Oh, Jesus. You're right.
No.
Anyways,
No.
lady said that. I'm gonna leave. I could go. I could keep going and tell you that it was funny because she also said that she hated the person's guts for scaring her. It was a video where they start an old lady who's cutting potatoes.
I hate you so much. I hate your guts.
Anyways, Bill, I'm sorry.
I can't wait till we're on Dateline.
Yeah.
Blake, Heath,
We light up.
Like, you know I'm right.
the Burmeisters,
Aw.
Jeremy,
I'm right.
Cassie,
Love you guys.
Gamora, Jeff L, Iona, Goodwin.
Oh, what a great one. Jeffel. Sorry, I missed that one too.
Mm-mm.
You didn't miss it. You got it.
I give everybody their
You
little
think
thing.
he hates it though? He's like, oh god.
I don't really give a shit.
All right then. Joe Jovland,
Thanks.
Joey J.
Emily and Branan.
Hi, babies.
I did a little burp. Bill, I'm sorry. Bill Chandler.
Bill Chandler gets
Now,
a burp.
Bill knows I'm right. Bill knows I'm right.
Bill knows me and he knows I'm right. I've been talking to Bill for about 3 years.
Bill Chandler, the science handler.
Amy, I'm gonna. Amy, do you need help in stabbing people?
No, I don't. I got this.
She's a girl boss. She can handle it.
Girl boss. Hashtag girl boss.
Blayne
Girl boss
Turner.
summer.
Blayne knows. Yeah.
Blayne knows, you said?
He knows.
He knows about Hot Girl Summers?
Yep.
Is that Hot Girl Summer at Night Sailor's Delight?
Yeah.
Monica Martinson. Hi.
I need your selection. Otherwise, we're going to fill it up with Disney shit.
We're going to fill it up. Paul Gauthier. Paul is doing the
Sleepy
Hollow
Film
Festival. Yeah.
That sounds awesome.
That does sound awesome.
So check that out. Just Google Sleepy Hollow Film Festival. Paul is super. And if you are there, you should seek him out. Brian.
Hi.
Much love to you, sir. Dave Siebert.
What up?
Carla Gibson.
Yeah.
Alyssa Boehm.
Oh.
She texted us something last night.
did.
Did we answer?
Dustin and Ace Chisam, attorneys at Paul.
Hey, guys. Oh, shit.
And finally, Lynn Walsh.
Hi, Lynn.
Sorry, Lynn. But he said attorneys at Paul.
It was, I mean, you can't
Jesus.
not honor that.
All right.
Well, that was a show.
I think it was. We might have done a show.
Longin'.
It was. That was a super episode.
My ass hurts.
All right.
I'm hungry.
I'm sweaty.
Bye.
Bye.
Frankenstein was wondering if he should go to bed when his old buddy Leatherface put on Dawn of the Dead. And Igor made the nachos in a severed human head, and they enjoy the movie with their friends. David Kessler walks the streets of London